Chapter 8 My Homepage. On the bus ride home that afternoon, everyone was talking about my little fire drill. It was a rush, sitting there and knowing they're all talking about me. Of course, everything good has come to an end. Before long, I was getting off the bus and walking to the front door of my house. Meet my future stepfather, also known as the low point of my day. His name is Carl, but we call him Bear. 2 years ago, he was just this customer at the diner where my mom works. Now, somehow, Mom has a ring on her finger, and Bear lives here with us. That's Ditka, Bear's lame excuse for a guard dog. Ditka knows all about attack, but not so much about down or stop. He usually tries to eat my face for an after-school snack. "Ditka, down, down," Bear said, coming out of hibernation as I walked in the door. Bear pulled Ditka off of me and then flopped back into his bear-shaped place on the couch. "Hey, Squirt, how was the first day?" He calls me Squirt. Do I even have to point that out? "School was unbelievable," I said. I sort of met this amazing girl, and then I set up the fire alarm during an assembly. Okay, that's not what I really said, but it would have mattered if I did. Bear's not exactly a good listener. "Uh-huh," he said. He reached up and stretched. His workout for the day. "Did you sign up for football yet?" "Nah," I said. I took a couple of pudding cups out of the fridge and kept moving toward my room. "Why the heck not?" he yelled after me. "Football's the one thing you're actually good at." "Don't worry, I didn't forget. I'm a loser." "Loser," I said as I zoomed down the hall. "Did you just call me a loser?" Bear roared back. "No, I called myself a loser," I said and slammed my door. Loser. Like I said, low point of my day. Bear and Mom had just gotten engaged that summer, over 4th of July. That's when Bear moved in. Mom asked Georgia and me what we thought about it before she said yes. But what were we going to tell her? "You're about to get engaged to the world's biggest slug." I don't think she would have listened anyway. Now, Mom was working double shifts at the diner all the time just to make enough money, and Bear was spending 99% of his time on our couch, except maybe to go to the bathroom or to collect his stupid unemployment check. Bottom line, my mom was way too good for this guy, but unfortunately neither of them seemed to know it. Chapter 9. Check this out. So this is what my room looks like. It's the one place at home I could kick back, be by myself, and do whatever I want. Mom says I keep it too messy, but the truth is, I just have too much stuff. Chapter 10. Check this out, part 2. Okay, I might have been exaggerating a tiny bit there. Really, it's more like this. Just kidding. Kind of. They gave you a blanket? They gave me half of some. Chapter 11. Georgia on my nerves. About 12 seconds after I slammed my door, Georgia came a-knocking. She knew better than to just barge in. At least I trained her that much. "Enter," I told her. She came in and closed the door right behind her. "What's going on? Why was he yelling like that?" "Are you in trouble?" she said. In case you're wondering, Georgia is 9.5 years old, in 4th grade, and 100% into everyone else's business. "Go away," I told her. "I had work to do, a mission to plan. Besides, since when do I need an excuse to not want my sister around?" "Just tell me what he said," she whined. "Here." I gave her one of my pudding cups. "He said, have a pudding cup, okay? Now get out!" She gave me a look that was like, "I'm not stupid, but okay. I'll take the pudding cup." And she didn't ask any more questions. Mostly. I can't stand Georgia. But I also didn't want her to get stuck in the middle of anything with me and Bear. She was still the kid in the family after all. Rafe? What? I said. Thanks for the pudding cup. You're welcome. Now close the door from the other side, I said, and turned my back on her like I expected nothing short of obedience. A few seconds later, I heard her leave. Finally, some peace and quiet. Now I could get down to work and really figure out where this whole mission thing was going to take me next. Chapter 12. So this is what motivation feels like. First of all, it needed a name. I thought about it for a while and came up with Operation RAFE, which stands for Rules Aren't For Everyone. I'd be the first kid to ever play Operation Rafe, but not the last. Someday there could be Operation Rafe video games, Rafe Cachadorian action figures. Okay, so it's not the best action hero name. A movie version starring me and a whole amusement park called Rafe World with 16 different roller coasters and no height requirements to ride any of the rides. The whole thing, Rafe Enterprises, would make me the world's youngest million billion trillionaire, or maybe some kind of heir that doesn't even exist yet, and I'd pay somebody to go to school for me. Rafe Enterprises, World Headquarters. Meanwhile, I still had to finish inventing this thing. I decided that every rule in the Hills Village Middle School Code of Conduct should be worth a certain number of points, depending on how hard it was to break. Of course, this meant I could get into some serious trouble, so I decided to make that worth a bunch of points too, and there would be bonuses for things like getting big laughs, or if Jean Galetta saw what I did. Definitely that. I wrote it all down in a big grid in one of the spiral notebooks Mom got for me. What? This was for school. That's only part of it. There are a ton more rules in the Code of Conduct than that. 112 of them to be exact, but you get the idea. After I was done writing it all down, I started thinking maybe this whole thing needed some kind of major ending. Like, if Operation Rafe was going to get me through 6th grade, then I should have something big. No, huge. As a kind of final challenge before I could go on to the next level, which was 7th grade, I'd get Leo to help me, and it would be worth 500,000 points. Way more than anything else. It had to be something everyone in school would see, and everyone would remember long after I was gone. But also very high risk. I'd have to earn those big points. I still didn't have any idea how I was going to pull this whole thing off, but it almost didn't matter. I just couldn't wait to start figuring it out. In fact, and please don't tell anyone I said this, for the first time in my life, I was actually looking forward to going back to school. Chapter 13. Off and running. The next morning, Mom set 2 plates of scrambled eggs in front of me and Georgia, and then sat down to watch us eat. She loves to watch us eat, which I totally don't get. I mean, she works at a diner. She watches people eat all day long. You were both asleep when I got home last night, she said. I'm dying to hear about the first day of school. Tell me everything. I wanted to say, define everything. But that would have been like putting up a neon sign that read, I have something to hide. The thing is, I don't like to lie to Mom. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but she has enough to deal with. So instead, I shoved half a piece of toast and a bunch of scrambled eggs into my mouth and started chewing as slowly as I could. That meant Georgia went first. Lucky for me, she talks a lot. I mean, a lot. If Mom hadn't cut her off, I might have gone all the way out the door without ever saying a word. How about you, Rafe? She asked when Georgia finally took a breath. What do you think of middle school so far? Well, I said, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like Leo says, not telling the whole truth isn't the same thing as lying. Mom's eyes got all wide, like I just sprouted a second head or something. Who are you? And what have you done with my son, Rafe? She asked, joking around. I'm not saying it. I love it. No, but this sounds like a good start, Mom said. I'm proud of you, honey. You must be doing something right. Whatever it is, just keep doing it. Oh, I will, I told her, just before I shoved some more scrambled eggs into my big, fat, not quietling mouth.